because this season is coming up, and it's interesting that you should know how to get to the North Pole when the time comes. When Tommy was 10 years old, he was helping his neighbors, elderly neighbors, clean out their garage. He would carry packages from the garage down to the street for pickup. And one of the package boxes that he was carrying was a North Pole ice cream maker. It looked like it was brand new, in pristine condition, the original box. Everything was there, including the instructions. So Tommy asked, "Can I have this?" And she said, man said, "Yeah, sure. I tried it, and I never could get it to work." Well, sure enough, Tommy took it home, and his dad took a look at it, and said, and it was one of these battery-powered motor things. That was, you're supposed to fix it and put it in the freezer, and the battery turns the motor around and around and around. And the motor did not work. But his dad made a promise: if you fix some ice cream, and it's any good, you show me this thing works, I'll help you fix that motor. Well, it just so happens that the next Saturday it was cold. I mean, really cold. I mean, 20 degrees cold. So Tommy took advantage of cold weather. He got his mom to help him get the ingredients, and they ran to the grocery store and came back. And Tommy measured the ingredients into the ice cream maker, and then there was fresh cream and a touch of vanilla, a little bit of sugar. And then he started dumping in, he was going to make North Pole peppermint ice cream. He started dumping peppermint sticks. And his mama said, "No, no, 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 no." She rolled out a piece of wax paper and put the peppermint sticks down there and handed him a marble rolling pin. And so he started rolling out, crushed out all the peppermint, and then he added that to the mix. Then he put on a hand crank. His head his coat and went out on the front porch and started turning that crank. While he was turning that crank around and around and around, one of his friends came back and said, "Tommy, what you doing?" He said, "I am making authentic North Pole peppermint ice cream." "Why don't you get Santa to turn the crank for you?" Man, this cut Tommy bad. Christmas was his favorite holiday, and he wasn't going to have it behind. He thought for a second, "I'll tell you what, if you help me turn that crank, I'll see to it that you get a little bit of the ice cream." Hey, ice cream is ice cream. It doesn't matter how cold it is outside. And free ice cream is even better. It wasn't long before there were 6 of his friends up there taking turns turning that crank. It turns out that little ice cream maker made really good ice cream. And his dad took it, got a bit of it, just a little taste of it, and was true to his word. He fixed that battery-powered motor. That ice cream maker made ice cream all the way through spring, summer, fall, all the way until Tommy got into high school. They made peach and vanilla and chocolate. Chocolate was real chocolate, not artificial chocolate, real chocolate. And they were all good. But peppermint was always the best. It seems the other ice cream didn't quite get firm enough. Only the peppermint ice cream seemed to get just that perfect consistency. When Tommy went to college, the ice cream maker had to stay. Tommy didn't have access to a freezer, and he had to study anyway. So, this sophomore year, beginning of his sophomore year, Tommy was sitting out front on the wall outside the dorm with his roommate, Mark. And as they're sitting there, they see this rather attractive young lady coming in with a great big trunk, and an elderly man is trying to help her manage this trunk, and they are not doing a real good job. It didn't take half a heartbeat for these 2 young men to jump to the rescue. And Mark, being always on the move, always looking for a mark, so to speak, before they got that trunk up to Mary Ann's room, he had a date with her for the next night. For the next 3 years, Mark dated Mary Ann, showed her about campus, well, Mary Ann and 3 other young ladies as well. But Mary Ann's favorite times were the quiet times she spent walking around campus and studying with Tommy. Needless to say, Mark was best man at Tommy and Mary Ann's wedding. Tommy got a job as a computer programmer, and Mary Ann took a job as a social director at a large downtown church. And after 5 years, they still did not have any children. They still loved each other. That was all right, but they threw themselves into their work. And whenever Mary Ann needed help with a program at church, whether it was with the youth she needed some energy or a strong back or just somebody to help be there, she called on her husband Tommy. Well, about this time, they had a terrific winter storm hit. And it was so cold and blustery that all of the homeless shelters filled up immediately. And the church fathers called Mary Ann and said, open up our fellowship hall for a shelter. I said, okay. And Tommy went along just to help. And here it was 2 days before Christmas. And their hall at the church was so jam-packed with people, and it was smelly, and it was crowded, and it was noisy, and it was anything but joyful. Tommy remembered the ice cream maker. He rushed home to his parents' house, got that ice cream maker, picked up supplies on the way back to the church, and went to make authentic North Pole peppermint ice cream. He was just about to finish the last batch, about 4 batches of authentic North Pole peppermint ice cream. He stood outside the church and turned that crank around and around and around. And here it was, just that last little cup of ice cream in there. He hadn't had a bite yet. And he got that last bit out. This homeless man comes strolling up. He was dirty. He was smelly. And he looked like he hadn't been in a warm building in forever. Tommy took a big deep breath and said, here, this will make you feel better. Come on inside. And as they went inside, they came towards the hall where everybody was gathered. And they heard laughter. And they heard Christmas carols. And when they walked down the hall, they found out that wonderful frozen treat that Tommy had been making outside in that frigid air, frigid outside, it helped people find the Christmas spirit inside. And a volunteer came over, took the man away, led him away from where Tommy was standing. Tommy just looked there dumbfounded. And this little girl, about 6 or 7 years old, walks up to Tommy, and she's got one of those paper cups with ice cream in it, and says, here, I've already had 2. It was very good. Thank you very much. And so Tommy was sitting there, standing there eating his ice cream, and he looked across the hall, and he saw his wife. She was helping a very, very pregnant woman get comfortable. Is that possible? And as he finished his ice cream, his wife worked her way around the hall, wrapped her arms around him and said, you know, the kids have renamed this place in honor of your North Pole peppermint ice cream. They now call this hall the North Pole. And by the way, I was going to save this for Christmas morning, but I think being at the North Pole is better. We're pregnant. So the next time you go looking for the North Pole, don't get an atlas, don't get a globe, don't get World Globe or Britannia. Open your eyes, open your heart, and put your hand out to somebody who needs a little bit of help. Or share a bowl of authentic North Pole peppermint ice cream with somebody else. Share it with a friend. The best ticket